Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Men of Yoshiwara Kikuya, and we are going to start Iroha's second season. A mysterious youth with a riddle in his head loves spending all day with Iroha. So, now, there is a CG in here that you can't get unless you make 3 certain choices. So I do have that so we can make those choices. So, I know from what I read, to get that CG, there are choices that it's not like if you say like what, you know, A, B, C. So like if you choose A, you get X amount of points. If you choose B, you get Y, and then C might be the choice that leads you to getting that CG. But it's like, say, it's not the max amount of points. So we'll be losing some points for Iroha just trying to get that, but we should still be able to get the super happy ending unless we're choosing all the wrong things, but we're usually generally pretty okay with it. So we're gonna make sure we choose those, and it's only 3 choices in a couple of the chapters. But so anyway, the enduring dream. Yoshiwara is a night's dream. Someone once said that, though I don't remember who. I met Iroha-san, the manager of the place called Kikuya. I dreamed. A dream for only one night. I was supposed to wake up at some point, but the dream didn't end as a dream. Are we like with Iroha, or are we... I just don't know. It's the second season, so does this mean we've technically already gotten him out of Kikuya? I'm just curious as to when this happens, because it doesn't tell you. Anyway. Spacey, you've stopped. Is something wrong? When I turned back, he was there. The man that I loved. Okay, obviously, it's taking place after. Okay. That answers that question. I mean, he was here, and I was, like, confused for a sec, but... And no, it's nothing. I sometimes felt scared because I had this feeling I would wake up from this dream. Oh god, there would be a bad ending, and you're like, it was all a dream. I smiled at Iroha-san so as not to cause a needless worry. If you're okay, then it's okay. But if there's something difficult happening, you'll tell me. Iroha-san, you worry too much. His beautiful white fish-like fingers stroked my hair. Though familiar with this behavior, it tickled me and made my body wriggle. And because it's about you, Spacey, I can never be too worried about you. Gosh, how long will this continue for? When I looked, there were some people behind Iroha-san who were carrying a large package. It will be over soon, so please wait a little longer. Iroha-san, what are you doing? That's how they always are, but it's still jaw-dropping to actually see it. I'm sorry. Yes, Iroha-san always talked about things like this. It's true, though. He's a great person when it comes to other things, but... If it's about you, Sim-san, he always forgets those other things. The conversations between you guys are an institution on this island. Oh no, we're not that special. My face turned red with embarrassment, although townsfolk 1, 2, and 3 are probably all women, so... I'm just so used to it always being random men, I could have given just a bunch of random lady voices. Anyway. My face turned red with embarrassment. It's nice that you have such a great husband, Sim-san. I nodded in agreement to her words. Yeah, it definitely was a woman. So, see, like, I forget these things. Anyway. You can say good things about me, too, can't you? Huh? Such as, that I have a beautiful bride. But please, enough. It's just rare for them to see a young couple, that's all. I didn't think so. Iroha-san seemed to enjoy our current situation and didn't stop them. And more than that, he seemed to spread rumors of us on his own, too. After we finished our morning supply run, Iroha-san and I were headed back home. Iroha-san, I'm always asking you this, but I won't do it. I hadn't even said anything yet, though. He probably understood since it was a conversation that I've repeated many times. I should have given it up, though. I feel embarrassed when you say things like that in front of people. I wanted everyone to know that I'm your husband, Spacey. He said so lightly with an alluring smile across his face. I think everyone is well aware already. And they need to be more aware then. I think there are limits to these things. Actually, the way you protest me so desperately like that, Spacey, it makes me... Have I done something? It's so adorable and very lovely. It makes me just want to tease you. I looked down because I didn't know how to respond to what Iroha-san said. You really are adorable. Iroha-san chuckled. Just then, Out of the way, shipment's coming through. We moved to the side to get out of their way. A wagon brought up a cloud of dust as it made its way towards the docks. There's so much luggage. It's like a mountain. I heard that the daughter of a rich family will get married with a man from the mainland. At some point, Iroha-san had become a sort of counselor to the merchants around here. I thought he might help them a lot, too. It was quite a hassle to gather this many ships to carry the luggage out. They must be holding quite a large wedding ceremony. I actually longed to hear the phrase, wedding ceremony. Are you jealous? Just a little bit. A daughter of a shipping agent can't hold a wedding ceremony so easily. So I wanted to at least see a beautiful groom and bride. I see. I guess words might not be enough. It's sometimes important to have a form too. For it to have a form too, I think. What are you talking about? He just chuckled and said no more. After we finished our day's work, Iroha-san drank, which was rare for him. He drank the sake in one gulp and placed the cup to the side. Then he straightened himself up and sat in a breathtakingly beautiful manner. Miss Spacey, I have something important to tell you. Since coming to this house, he had never displayed such behavior. He was always relaxed. And because of that, this made me straighten my back with a nervous look on my face. Yes? What was it? Not something bad. Though I said that to myself, my heart beat loudly. Will you marry me? Aren't I your bride already? Seriously. My heartbeat stopped. And at the same time, my breathing also stopped. I don't understand what you mean. Barely able to speak, I asked him that. It is strange, isn't it? Iroha-san said that and then took my hand. We're already married on paper. Yes, so I feel like we're already a married couple. But it's just words. Okay, that makes more sense now. I was like, the fuck is he talking about? Anyway, I want to be a couple in form too. An official couple. You mean that we'll have a wedding ceremony? Yes, but I can't decide and plan it by myself. If you're interested, Spacey, then by all means, let's do this. Of course. I want to have a wedding ceremony. Are you okay? Huh? With apparent enjoyment, Iroha-san deepened his smile. Everyone in this town will know about us even more, won't they? I understood the meaning of his smile. He was asking if I would proceed with the things that I protested that he not do every day. I'm okay. You may scold me as selfish, though. I will think about scolding you later. Please be nice. My heart was aflutter. Don't be nice. Please be nice. I didn't expect that we would actually have a ceremony. And he was the one to suggest it. I'm so happy. Suddenly I thought about his family. I heard that he couldn't be with them because he was an ogre. But if Iroha-san's mother knew of his happiness, she would surely feel happy. Iroha-san had a hard time because he was an ogre. I guess that she may have also had a hard time. I mean, I'm guessing his mom was the ogre? Anyway. Then I want to tell Iroha-san's mother, too. My mother. Did I say something wrong? His eyes became sharp, and his hand that had been stroking my hand stopped. Has she already passed away? It would be great if that woman were dead. Huh? Nothing. I have no idea where she is, so please give up. You don't know where she is? Then now's our chance. Let's find her. Okay, here's where she's a little derpy. I understand what she's thinking, but not everyone has great relationships with their parents. Also, his mother, I'm assuming, is an ogre who abandoned him. Plus, he was a man whore. So your mother, your family, basically sold you off. You didn't create these debts. You were sold off. Like, here's my kid and I got money and now you have to work off the debt. Like, so I can't really blame them for being like, fuck my family. They sold me. They fucking sold me. Like, I mean, I guess they're more understanding people where, like, if you were in the situation where, like, okay, me being sold into, like, this sex slave trade, like, but you know, it means so my family didn't suffer and die, and they made a lot of money, so now that they can live comfortably for the rest of their lives and they're not starving, living on the streets like homeless or something, and it's okay, and I worked off my debt and it's fine and my life is fine now. But I guess a really good person would be like, no, I totally understand. And like, you kind of understand where like parents selling their child off so that they could maybe not die, okay, but like Takao kept sending money back to his father, like, oh, he's ill, well, your dad sold you. Well, your dad was in this business, but your mom kind of did. But you're sending money to him, and it's like, the fuck? I don't know. I think I'd be like, no, fuck them. They sold me into sex slavery. Like, the hell is that all about? So, and then like she's all like, let's go find your mom. And he's like, you do realize my mom gave birth to me and then sold me into sex slavery, right? Like, I mean, do you think that I'm like totally like, cool, that sounds awesome? Like, it doesn't, like, really? Do you think if you had a son and you sold him into that he'd want to see you again? Because I'm going with no, but I'm just saying. Anyway, I'm against finding her. I don't blame him. Iroha-san abruptly brought his beautiful face into a grimace. Why? I couldn't hide my surprise because he rarely acted like this. Because I said so. He seemed to be pouting. Good birdie, you're so cute. You're such a good boy. I'm sorry, I had to move my mouse because like my fucking wrist hurts. You don't think it's enough to have the ceremony with just two of us, Spacey? But it's a celebration. I wanted my mother to celebrate with us. I just felt the same way about Iroha-san's mother. You're still not satisfied, are you? It's not like that. It's a one-time thing. I want to be a family with you. I mean, it's not like that. But it is like that, so that's kind of a douchey thing to say. It's only a one-time thing. That's kind of douchey because you're not taking into account his feelings. I want to be a family with you. And part of being a family with you is meeting your family. That's the long con right there. That's the long con. Like, it's only a one-time thing. Get the fuck over it. It's douchey. Okay, like I said, not taking account of his feelings. It's not like that. But, I mean, yeah, it kind of is. But this is like the denial. It's not like that, but it is. And he's like, I know it is, but like, okay. This is literally like the con. This is the con. I'm not sure if it's right to con him, but I feel like perhaps it's asking too much, but I want to be a family with you. You want to be a family with my family. You're strange. Do you really think so? Like, there's people on the hallway and they're just like talking and it's irritating. I can just hear them. When I saw Iroha-san and my mother talking, I sometimes longed for something like that. They talked as if they were true parent and child, even though they were strangers. I guess I have no choice then. Iroha-san sighed reluctantly. All right then. But I can at least do research on her during my work breaks. Thank you so much. But I really have no idea where she is or what she's doing now. So don't get your hopes up. He's still not going to search. Okay, sorry for asking too much of you. Iroha-san pulled my hand that he had been grabbing before. In reaction, I fell forward onto him and I plunged my face into his chest. I can't say no if you ask me, Spacey. As he whispered that to me, his fingers started to undress me, and I felt my bosom become cool. His white, long fingers traced up my swelled bosoms. My body started to feel hot, and I then felt a familiar and strange nervousness. Your voice sounds hesitant. Could it be that you don't like this? He looked down at me with a teasing glance. I can't say no in this kind of situation. I see. I'm relieved to hear that. Iroha-san. Iroha-san's lips licked my skin. His tongue persistently licked the tips of my bosoms. Just love so much how this game monster says bosoms. She sounds like an 80-year-old woman. Making them sensitive with ripe heat. And this part of you is always adorable. Don't say such things. Again, how many times have you had sex with this man? I'm guessing, how long have you been married? Because I'm guessing it's at least every fucking day. because that just seems to be the way this is going. But, and you're still nervous and like, oh, about it. I mean, there was a time and a place for the nervousness. This ain't it. You should be over it. Over it, I say. I'll stop saying those things when you no longer feel embarrassed. Yeah, which is never gonna happen because she's just whatever. He looked up at me with teasing eyes, so I looked away from him. It seems that I'll be saying those things for a long time. Iroha-san's tongue traced my skin, and his fingers fondled my bosoms, robbing my body of strength. And then he pushed me down onto the bed, and we slept together. That's like... Anyway. The next day... Bird, stop! Iroha-san and I were preparing the store as usual. You're gonna have to simmer down. I know it's dark out there, but chill out. I, like, don't know who's, like, talking in the hallway, but they've been doing it for, like, forever, and they need to shut up. Yeah, I never realized that either. Yeah, right? It's like you're talking too loud if I can hear you. Through my door. Shut up. Iroha-san and I were preparing the store as usual. Just then... We got a problem. It's serious, Iroha-san. A sailor was running towards the entrance of the store early in the morning. His face was totally pale, which told us that it was very serious. Aside from the fact that he literally just said it was seriously like, holy fucking shit. Go in your fucking apartment. Like, I have my headphones on and the music going and I can still fucking hear them. Like, it's annoying. The sailor led us to the docks. I'm not too fond of a disturbance like this early in the morning. Iroha-san knitted his brow and gave him some candid advice. All the sailors agreed that we should consult with you, Iroha-san, so... Really, I'm not the manager of this town. I've said that many times. We understand that, but still, please let us rely on you. The townsfolk who came to call him bowed many times. Iroha-san, since they're bowing like this... So what happened? Well, a person showed up among the cargo. Are you saying that there was a stowaway? They nodded in agreement to my words. I definitely had heard that criminals would sometimes drift here from the mainland, but I thought it was just a rumor. Isn't it better to turn this person into the police? Well, this person doesn't match anyone on the list of wanted criminals. So then why did this person come here illegally? That's the problem. This person is a young man who is holding a horned skull in his hands. Horns? That means... Haven't you guys heard the rumor of the ogre clan? It's not something that I've heard of, because Iroha-san was the ogre from the rumor. The ogre... But could it be? Is there an ogre like him? God, she's really fucking stupid, isn't she? But he's the one from the rumors. No, the rumors about an ogre clan. He is descended from an ogre. Therefore, you should be like, yeah, no, it makes sense. I believe there's an ogre clan. But Iroha's the one from the rumors. No, he's not a whole clan. He's one fucking person. Just saying. Is there possibly someone else like him? Yeah, like a whole fucking clan. Like, I mean, he's not, like, where do you think he came from? He has a parent that is an ogre. Just saying. Like, good God, she got that stupid this fast? He just, like, fucked the intelligence right out of her. I don't know. Anyway. When I looked up at Iroha-san, he also had a severe look on his face. It's probably shitty translation is probably what it is, but... He must be beside himself with anxiety. And take me to him quickly. Yes! Iroha-san seemed not to be able to hold in his emotions. So he commanded the townsfolk the whole way until we arrived at the docks. He's over there. The guy in Western clothing is the intruder. We looked in the direction where he pointed. There were people looking while keeping their distance and talking in hushed voices. I could see the young man within the crowd. There stood a not fully grown-up adolescent boy. He's the intruder, and he's pretty young. Yes, maybe he's a little older than Kageru-san. He must be around that age. But why did a kid like him come here illegally? And also, like, you know what they're going to do to you, right? They're not going to throw you in jail. They're throwing you in fucking Yoshiwara. His somewhat sophisticated appearance was like that of the top gentleman in Yoshiwara. You could say it had a sort of mysterious sensuality to him. Girl. His rare beauty drew people in, but still had them keeping their distance as they watched. But that wasn't the only reason that people wouldn't go near him. A skull with horns. An ogre's skull? I mumbled the same thing as Iroha-san. The thing that the young guy had in his hands was certainly a skull, and it did have horns that normal humans weren't supposed to have. I came close to him and talked to him. Could you tell me what happened? But at that time, so... We'll give him the accent, it's fine. Oh, that wasn't really an accent, but whatever. I speak in a very delicate manner, of course. Whatever you say. Just look at how he's standing. Pretty and angry. Oh dear. Anyway. Are you listening to me? I want to ask you something. Nothing. Where, but... For some reason, the young guy didn't even look at me. I cast a questioning look to the townsfolk. Anyway. We also tried to talk to him, but he's been like this the whole time. I see. And that's why you came to me looking for a way to resolve this. Oh, we should turn this creepy kid into the police. That's right, he may be a criminal. I don't know. Don't ask. More and more people started to say that he should be turned into the police. Invading the boat was already a crime, so no one could say something against it. Everyone, please be quiet. Iroha-san said so in a well-projected voice. Everyone concentrated their attention on Iroha-san. Iroha-san had a calm expression on his face and raised his voice so that everyone could hear him. Won't you allow me to take him under my care? Iroha-san, what are you saying? I want to ask him something. But what if he's a criminal? If so, then he's supposed to be on the wanted list. That shows that he's not a criminal, that you're aware of. Well, he did commit a crime once he came here illegally. However, I have something that I really want to ask him. But once you've asked him your question, where will he go? Luckily, he's a man, so I can bring him to Yoshiwara. If he doesn't like it, then I'll ask someone to take him to the mainland. I see. Then it may be better to let you take him. Yoshiwara. Once he stepped foot in that place, it wouldn't be easy for him to leave. The townsfolk accepted Iroha-san's words and then went back to their work. You don't think there's a lot of ladies that are like, my daughter could marry him. I'm just saying. Like, he's a person, but he's a stowaway, so fuck his rights. I mean, he'd be going to jail, so it's like, look, you go to jail, you go back to the mainland, you married that lady's daughter, or your man whore. Pick one. Like, at least you have options. Then we went to a place where we could talk quietly. We headed back to my room. He's following us obediently. I understand the language. I see that you can carry a conversation. It was annoying to have so many people talking to me like that. So that's why he pretended that he couldn't talk. What were you thinking? What were you going to do if they brought you to the police? I don't know. I'll think about it when it happens. I want to throw it out right away. But before that, I have a question. The boy closed his mouth, and he looked like he wasn't in a mood to answer. Like he doesn't open his eyes, so that's shady. Look, we know from Saint Germain, if you never open your eyes, you got some shit going on. That skull, it's an ogre's skull, isn't it? How can you determine that it's an ogre's? Oh, he opened his eyes. I'm afraid. He's gonna get stabby. Just then, the youth gave us his attention for the first time. I can tell immediately. It has horns. Yes, that's right. It has horns. But most people have never seen an ogre. The people on this island don't seem to be confident that it's an ogre's skull. But you're different. Perhaps he felt some small thing in the way that Iroha-san spoke. When he looked at Iroha-san's expression, the youth appeared calm. So what is it then? I want to meet an ogre. If one exists, take me to it. There's no such thing. There is. I know it. I don't think they'll reach an agreement at this rate. Learn how to talk to older people before you speak to me. Iroha-san strongly admonished him. In no mood to change his attitude, the boy sniffed at Iroha-san and looked away. Iroha-san, we should compromise this time. You're right. I'm not his teacher. Iroha-san then appeared to restrain himself and faced the youth. The ogre that lives on this island is me. When he said that, the boy opened his eyes wide. You! Are you dissatisfied? He says that to me a lot, so... She's your wife, right? He pointed to me and said that. That's not an issue. I've never heard of an ogre living with a human being. Are you saying that you know everything there is to know about the world? How arrogant. Prove it. Show me proof. I'm a witness. If he could accept that... If he could accept that, then he wouldn't ask me for proof in the first place. We gotta fix his voice, because I'm just not digging it. Azusa here. I think that's his name. Iroha-san looked at me with a grin across his face. I felt something disquieting in the air, so I stepped back without realizing it. Spacey-san, please be patient for a little bit. No! Anything but that! I refused right away. But Iroha-san wasn't the type to back down at a point like this. I haven't said anything yet, have I? I can still guess what you're up to. Yeah, not in front of this kid. Then guess what I'm feeling in my heart while you're at it. I want to quickly finish talking to him and send him on his way. But... please, Spacey. With pleading eyes, Iroha-san grabbed my hand. No means no! Think of another plan! Think of another plan. I don't want to guess. No means... Okay, think of another plan. Good. I don't want to kiss. Also good. No means no. Fucking funny, actually. It's true. No means no, but it's kind of funny in this context. Also, that might make him angry, which might help and turn him into an ogre without having to be embarrassing. No means no! When it's just the two of us, you're very obedient, though. Of course! Someone's watching us now! So, what should I do then? Huh? If you're not going to offer an alternative solution, and then we're not going to get anywhere. I didn't know what to say to Iroha-san's question. Well, answer me. I felt like he was slowly leading me in, like prey to a trap. With a look on his face that said as much, he cornered me. The more I thought about it, the more it seemed that it was the only way. Out of desperation, I gave in and said it. Oh dear. Just a little bit, okay? No, didn't mean no in this situation. Yes. And don't misunderstand. It's embarrassing for me too. Though he said that, Iroha-san still had a cool smile on his face. How could I believe what he just said to me? Well then. Iroha-san's hand stroked my cheek and then brought my chin straight up so I could kiss him with ease. Iroha-san's thin lips laid upon mine. And this kid's like, yeah, free show. He licked my tightly closed lips with his tongue, trying to split them apart. I felt I shouldn't accept his tongue, so I desperately tried to keep my lips shut. You're stubborn. Just then, Iroha-san narrowed his eyes with enjoyment. He began to bite my lips gently and sometimes strongly. A tingling ecstasy ran throughout my body. I took a large breath of air. At the same time, his springy tongue invaded my mouth. No. Say whatever you like. Iroha-san's tongue licked all over the inside of my mouth, and it put my head into a daze. I don't care if the boy was watching me. That's how crazy Iroha-san's kiss made me feel. Spacey, you're adorable. Iroha-san's occasional whispers in between breaths tickled my ears. I was about to state my feelings of excitement in response to him, but I held back and stopped my begging. Iroha-san, enough. Sorry, but it's done. Iroha-san turned into an enchanting ogre. Reluctant to stop, we exchanged one last deep, desire-filled kiss. And then we looked back to the youth and he got all turned on too, apparently, watching us make out. He's like, I get heated when I watch other people make out. Well, this is interesting. Somehow not surprised, but... Huh? You're an ogre too? The youth also turned into an ogre. What a pervert of an ogre you are to get excited seeing someone kiss. You're the ones doing that in front of people. You're shameless. I could only feel embarrassed as they argued with each other. After waiting for them to calm down, we resumed the conversation with them in human form. What was your purpose in coming here illegally? My name is Azusa. It's Azusa, but I can't say that. Azusa. Azusa? It's gonna come out Azusa. I know it is. Azusa. Because the Z and the sa. Azusa. Azusa. It's gonna come out. It's Azusa, not Azusa. Sorry. Anyway. I came here to ask for your help. Help? With what? An ogre's skull can sell for a high price and it lands outside of this one. I can't do his voice. Like, I don't understand. Like, I can't find a voice for him. But, like, whatever. Because of that, my life has been targeted. We'll just go kind of normal. That's fine. Huh? I wanted to raise my voice in surprise. When I looked up at Iroha-san's face, he wasn't surprised and still had a calm look on his face. I heard that there's a place for ogres to escape to on this island, so I came here. I see. Iroha-san seemed to understand him and nodded deeply. How can you be so calm? It means that your life may also be in danger, Iroha-san. I knew that already. Contrary to my insistent pleading, Iroha-san continued to talk in a cool tone. We've always been persecuted. It's only natural for a rare item to have a high value, right? No way! Don't say that! That's horrible! Like, that's horrible! Like, it's only rare for, like, it's only natural for a rare item to have a high price. That's, what? Don't fucking say that! That's fucking horrible! Yeah. That's horrible! How can people do that kind of thing to you, Iroha-san? Anger coursed throughout my body. Not everyone can be innocent like you, Spacey. No longer innocent. I'm okay, because this island is safe, and because he came here too. Yes, I didn't really accept this, but I didn't want him to worry about me any further. But the problem is him. His name's Azusa, right? And this boy? I can't keep him here like this. Your mom comes in. Who's this? Our son. Shh. I nodded to Iroha-san's words. Unfortunately, we couldn't have him in my house. I couldn't accept someone whose origins were unclear to me. To lower the risk of danger for Iroha-san, we let him stay tonight and we'll decide what to do about him tomorrow. Where are we going so early in the morning? Azusa-san followed us reluctantly while stifling a yawn. And don't you remember our conversation yesterday? Iroha-san told him this in a straightforward manner. I think the safe place that you mentioned may be... Oh, that may be Yoshiwara. Why do you think so? There are guards watching the people who come in and out of there. If he was taken, the guards would find and bring the culprit to the police to be punished. You see, so that's why the people there also can't leave easily. Iroha-san nodded to my words. I will introduce him to Kikuya as a relative. He should remain there for the rest of his life. I don't want to. Azusa-san spat out an emotionless reply. Then I'll take you to the police. What would you like to do? I still don't want to go, but I'll go anyway. Iroha-san accepted his words and nodded. And then he looked at Azusa-san as if he'd just remembered something. You don't have any right to make a decision in the first place. Don't forget that. Iroha-san, please be a little kinder to him. Spacey, even if you're asking me, I can't do that this time. If he learns some manners, though, then I'll think about it. What Iroha-san was saying was right. Unable to say anything more, I silently headed to Kikuya with them. Excuse me. Iroha-san apologized before talking to the manager. Worried about Azusa-san, I turned my attention to him. But his eyes hid his feelings and told me nothing about what he felt. I wondered if he would do well from here on. Since you're asking, Iroha-san, of course I'll accept. Thank you so much. You can make him work hard. Yes, he is handsome, so I'll have him work as a gentleman. What? What did you say just now? Azusa-san looked up at Iroha-san with a grim face. Yeah, you're a man whore now. You have to be a gentleman of the night. I refuse. I'm not asking you to decide right this instant. While you work as a helper, you should think it over. If you really don't want to, you can quit. Because he doesn't have a debt, so technically he doesn't, yeah. But you need to understand that this is the only place for you to stay. Iroha-san's voice was more severe than usual. Oh, what's all the commotion? Are you a new gentleman? Kikuya's famous top gentleman showed up. Takao-san and Tokiwa-san. He's like, Spacey, you've been around the block. Yeah, old hat. I heard an interesting voice from upstairs and I saw Takao go down. Oh, that was Tokiwa. I heard an interesting voice from upstairs and I saw Takao going down. Our top gentleman has a bad habit of sticking his neck into everyone's business. But you also came here with me because you were interested in what's happening. And this is a very noisy shop. Hey, I know you're new here, so I'll let it slide. But what's with that tone of yours, and why the fuck are you carrying around a skull still? Okay, this is about as weird as, like, people carrying around the crystal balls. It's my crystal ball, man. I don't know. He is less likable than Tokiwa. No concern of mine. They seem to like Azusa-san. If this is how it is, then they'll surely open up quickly. They accepted our request, and Iroha-san and I left the shop. A few days later... Okay, so this is actually going to be longer than I thought. Because we're still in chapter 1, and there's only 8 chapters, but these chapters are... There's 3 choices so far. And we're still going. So, like... Okay. Well, because usually you get like 2 to 3 chapters in a part, so I figured we'd at least get 2 chapters in each part, so it probably wouldn't be more than like 4 parts, but we'll be lucky if we finish the first chapter, so... Okay, a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. Anyway, a few days later... Excuse me, are you here, Spacey? Yes, I'm coming now. When I went outside, Kakeru-san was standing there. What happened? I was asked to run an errand on the way to school. I see. Thank you so much. No, it's nothing. What happened? He always acted very cold towards me, but he seemed to be frustrated today. So, what is your errand? It's just about that new boy, Azusa. What happened to him? Since Iroha-san introduced him, no one has warned him yet. But he has everyone at the limit of their patience. I didn't expect this to be about Azusa-san. It might be the reason why Kageru-san was in a very bad mood now. There are too many problems with his personality. Please take him away from us soon. Oh, no. With his attitude, he won't get any clients. If he stays in Kikuya, we'll be disgraced. I don't think he has any bad intentions, though. I was just asked to relay that message, so please tell Iroha-san. Having finished his errand, Kageru-san then quickly left. And so, Kageru asked me to take him off their hands. When Iroha-san came back from outside, I told him about what happened earlier in the day. It sounds like he's been causing a lot of trouble for everyone. And that said, it would be bothersome if he stayed here. But we're the ones who took him in. After I said that, Iroha-san stopped talking. All right. So are you going there to pick him up tomorrow? No. I'm going to Kikuya to correct that attitude of his. What are you saying all of a sudden? There's no other choice. The only place that Azusa can stay is in Yoshiwara. I don't need dinner tonight. I'm going now. Before I could stop him, Iroha-san turned his back and went out among the people in the street. Iroha-san? A sense of unexplainable worry spread through my mind. All I could do was try not to think about it and pray that he finishes his job successfully. Our future. At night, when Iroha-san went to Kikuya, I didn't know my room was this big. I ended up staying home alone. Though we'd only been together for a month, I already felt weird being in my room by myself. I guess that means it's become natural for us to be together. I became keenly aware of my loneliness as I prepared the bed. I knew Iroha-san was away because he had work to do. But even our silly conversations before bed were essential to me at this moment. That's what I came to realize tonight. He had already become irreplaceable to me. The next morning, someone came to tell me he was going to stay in Kikuya for a few days. I had been preparing for that, but I was happy that he asked me to go there to bring his clothes. I could see Iroha-san. I could see him and talk to him. And he's back there and like, all of a sudden a month later, you're like, are you coming up? He's like, no, I actually really miss this life, so I'm going to stay being a man whore, but... I tried to hold my excitement, and before I knew it, I was walking briskly down the main street. I knew a feeling and behavior similar to what I was now experiencing. I see. It's the same as when Iroha-san was the manager. When I thought about that, I noticed how selfish I had become. You're not going to say Yoshiwara is more comfortable than my place, are you, Iroha-san? I felt worried. The boy who came from the boat brought with him an unseen worry. If I get too worried about it, it will make him worried too. I shook my head and tried to brush off my worries. Then, I walked in front of Kikuya. You have to give up your naive ideas at once. This voice is Iroha-san? My body shrank in reaction to his sudden, scolding voice. Excuse me. When I went inside, Iroha-san and Azusa-san were arguing near the stairs. He doesn't have a skull. Why don't you like to work as a gentleman? And this is where you wanted to be. Iroha-san looked down at him with cold eyes. I said I don't like it. Azusa-san looked away from him to express his strong opposition. Then get out of here. I can't. Stop being selfish. Hey. Iroha-san clapped his hands to call a manservant. How may I be of service? One man who was looking at them from a distance came close to Iroha-san and kneeled before him. Put him in the punishment room for 3 days. Oh no! I knew what that meant. I frantically tried to stop him. Don't worry. A calm voice rang out near me. When I looked back, Kagura-san was standing there with a calm look on his face. But confining him to that room means... You think he'll be flogged, right? But Iroha-san doesn't have the right to do that. Oh, now that you mention it, that's right. He'll just be under house arrest. But he is quite a problem for us. Azusa-san might have already known about it, so he continued to adamantly refuse. Sorry to ask, but what happened? After Kagero and Iroha-san asked Iroha-san to come, Azusa worked seriously for the first day. But then he started to hate working as a helper. Oh dear, then what can he do here? Who knows? And they suggested he has clients. They suggested he have clients. But he also refused that, and this is where we are now. I see. He certainly said he didn't want to have clients when we came here for the first time. But what would happen to him after this? I took you in since we're brethren, but... He pressed his fingers to his forehead and sighed. I shouldn't have taken in someone as problematic as this. Go wherever you want. You took me in, and just like that you're abandoning me? How incredibly selfish! Who's the one being selfish here? Iroha-san, isn't it that he just hasn't gotten used to his new life yet? Unable to just watch them go on like this, I spoke out. Miss Spacey, how long have you been here? Iroha-san noticed me and then walked over to me. I got here just a moment ago. I brought your clothes, Iroha-san. My clothes? Thank you so much. This is kind of cute because, like, you get the, like, additional, like, but I'm kind of confused, to be honest. Like, what is the point of Iroha Season 2? We make choices, but it's not like we're romancing a different guy. Like, it's kind of weird. Like, you're introduced to a character that you can't romance. And it's just extra, like... I mean, I know this was a mobile game, so I'm wondering, was it just these guys initially? Were there other ones that they cut? Could they have cut this? Like, I don't know. It's just weird that I'm just really kind of confused about the whole purpose of this, like, season. We're getting a happy ending and a super happy ending, but with Iroha, right? Like, unless we're gonna run away with Azusa. I mean, because that seems fucking bizarre, but... Iroha-san's face looked worn out. He looked like he hadn't been sleeping. Azusa-san must have tired him out physically and mentally. What could I do for that? You came at a good time. Can you tell him to? Tell him not to force me to a job that I hate. He wasn't going to stay in Kikuya for life, so even if he taught him how to entertain... Hey, Iroha-san? If you're going to speak in his defense, then I don't want to hear it. And no, it's not like that. He doesn't have to be in Kikuya. How about finding something else he can do in Yoshiwara? Do you think that exists? The boy threw a tantrum because he didn't want to clean. I see. What could Azusa-san do? It's not like he had any debt, but he did need to make money to eat while the... It's not like he had any debt, but he did need to make money to eat while with the other gentleman. Okay, I get what they're saying. Suddenly, Iroha-san directed a severe look at me. Just don't say something foolish like you'll take him in at the warehouse. He saw right through me. That is the only thing that I will firmly oppose. The look on Iroha-san's face was that of complete annoyance. That caught me by surprise. Is that bad? Yes. He's already torn me away from you like this, Spacey. I don't need some bothersome insect in the way at our house, too. Iroha-san said that bluntly. Oh. Okay, this is the one where these ones are better answers. Whatever, you said too much. Just for a little while. And then I can't leave him alone. We're not going to get a lot of points for this, but this will help us get Azusa's CG. So I kind of just want to, hopefully we don't have to go back through the whole game, but I don't want to just skip through just to get these, because it's in chapter 2, 4, and whatever, but so it's like you have to skip through the whole fucking game just to get that CG, so we might as well do it now, but if you leave him here, it'll be a problem for Kikuya. If I kick him out of Kikuya, he won't be anyone's problem. If you did that, Azusa-san would fall to ruin. When we looked at Azusa-san, he looked away from us to hide his uncomfortableness. Hey, can you stop deciding things for me without my involvement? Your involvement? Well, then why don't you suggest something? I can't have clients and I can't do physical labor. So? As before, you keep throwing childish tantrums, refusing to do anything. Have you no shame? I'm fine if it's childish. I just don't like it. But I'm not leaving this place. Azusa-san clearly stated that. Jesus fucking Christ. Anyone need an ogre skull? Going right here. Take him, kill him. It's fine. It's kind of a pain in the fucking ass. This is useless. Let's drag him by his neck and turn him into the police. Can't we consider that as a last resort? I think so. Azusa-san, can you stop being so selfish now? If you don't work, you can't eat. You're old enough to understand these things, right? It was a waste of time to beat around the bush with him. With that thought in mind, I spoke to him in a voice that was clearer than normal. Well, aren't you so great? I'm not saying I don't want to work at all. Azusa-san looked unusually flustered and mumbled a little. What happened? You are saying you don't want to work at all. I'm not. If it's something else, I'll do it. And what kind of thing is that? Is it something you can do here? Displaying some interest, Iroha-san faced him and asked him. Azusa-san made a face like that of a stubborn child and thought for a while. I'm good at fortune-telling, and that's how I was making a living. Oh my god, he really did. His skull really was his crystal ball. Jesus fucking Christ. Oh my god. Oh, I'm sorry. This is just getting even more absurd as it goes. Fortune telling? You mean like palm reading? Oh. I don't think that will work here. Are you making fun of me? Fine! I'll tell your and Spacey's fortune then. I'm okay. I'm not interested in that. Huh? Oh, I didn't know that. Spacey, are you interested in fortune telling? Yes, I like fortune telling and paper fortunes. What do you want to do? She said she's interested in it, so tell her fortune. People say you're selfish, don't they? They do not. Iroha-san put on a complete smile and combed his bangs to the side to finish the conversation. Okay, put out your hand. I put my right hand out as told. Wait, what are you going to do? Iroha-san grabbed the hand that I put out. What? I need to touch her to tell her fortune. Tell her fortune without touching her. No, I can't do that. Isn't it okay if he touches my hand just a little? I can't let an unfamiliar man touch you. Look, and take my hand and tell my fortune. If it's about our relationship, my hand should be fine. After saying that, Iroha-san put out his right hand. How you con Iroha into doing something that you want. He's gonna have to touch me if you don't. Okay, he's gonna have to kiss me and make out with me if you do. Oh, you're gonna make out with him? Cool, awesome. Just what I wanted. Not with Azusa, though. But, oh, what an annoying guy. How can you be with a guy like him? Hey, don't you try to take me away from him. He isn't annoying. I'm comfortable and happy with him. Huh. Azusa-san then closed his eyes. Azusa-san slowly opened his eyelids. I have the results. Azusa-san let go of Iroha-san's hand and said the results of his fortune-telling. Azusa-san closed his eyes. Azusa-san opened his eyes. Azusa-san then stated that he had, like, what the fuck? That was so irritating to read. Is this for fucking real? Like, is our happy ending and our super happy ending gonna be like, we leave? Like, that's bullshit. That's not gonna happen, no. No, because I distinctly remember, like, you get the CG for him, but you can't actually date him. So, like, you're just trying to con me out of my fucking husband. You two have no connection. Soon the time will come for you to separate. Huh? Even though I knew it was just fortune-telling, I still felt shocked. What uninteresting results. That's it? What else is there to say? He stared off into space with uninterested eyes and quizzically cocked his head to the side. I don't want to believe it. Watch him. Ask him what he thinks about it. I don't want to believe it. I don't want to believe it. Ask him what he... Well, he already said what he thinks about it, right? But he's hiding something. I feel like there's a reason why Watch Him is here. So I want to... Was Iroha-san really unconcerned with the results? Feeling worried, I looked up at him to see how he was doing. You don't need to look at me with such worried eyes. It's fine. It won't come true. Azusa's gonna try to make it. Yes. There's absolutely nothing to be worried about, Spacey. Yes, I guess you're right. Even though I said that, I didn't feel very good emotionally. Iroha-san hugged my shoulder and smiled at me. I love you, Spacey. My feelings for you will never disappear. Or is it that your feelings for me are something that you can easily lose, Spacey? He put strength in his hand on my shoulder. He's squeezing herself. Yeah, you think you're gonna leave me, bitch? No, I'm just kidding. In his glance, I felt his worry and fear that I didn't feel before. My words had more power over our future than those of the fortune-telling. When I thought about that, my heart felt tight with pain. No, I'm certain that my feelings will never disappear. That's a relief. Iroha-san put his usual cool smile on his face, and then relaxed his arms that hugged me. This is stupid. I have absolutely no intention of entertaining you. Don't worry. So, will you hire me? Okay. I'll let you work under the condition that you don't bring displeasure to the clients. Manager? Yes? We'll see how it goes for 10 days. If it adds to your profits, he'll continue his fortune-telling. And if it doesn't? Do I need to say anything? I'll force him to have clients as a gentleman, even if I must tie him down to do so. Some girls might like that. Iroha-san nodded with satisfaction and looked at Azusa-san. Could you imagine? It's gonna be really hard for, like... This is not a woman... That sounds inappropriate, but, like... I'll tie him down and basically let women rape him. It's gonna be a little bit harder than you... I mean... That's just... That's rough life, but okay. We're gonna make you... I'm gonna tie you down and let ladies rape you until you're, like... Well, actually, he only has to entertain them. He doesn't have to have sex with them, so... That's fine. Like, you can fortune tell for ladies and just be like, oh, hey, you're right. But he's kind of a little bit of a bit. He's more of a bitch than Kageru, honestly. Like, Kageru's a pain in the fucking ass. But he's still a little bit of a bitch. What's with the young boys? Why are they bitches? Bitchy bitches. Anyway. Iroha-san nodded with satisfaction and looked at Azusa-san. I won't accept a no this time. I won't say it. I have confidence. Seems all the women coming here worry about what will happen with their gentlemen in the future. I felt that this was the first time that Azusa-san looked at Iroha-san with confident eyes. Perhaps Iroha-san also felt his confidence. He nodded with satisfaction and released him. I'm glad the both of you came to an agreement. And that is how Kikuya ended up with the fortune teller. It's perfectly normal. He isn't a child, so it's easier for me because he didn't cry about it. I see. Well, here are your clothes. Thank you. I'll go back after we decide where and how he'll work here. Okay, well then, I'll be going. See you. I'll take you to the entrance. I'm going to put my things away, so please wait. Iroha-san then went into a room in the back of the shop. When I looked at his back, the results of the fortune-telling came across my mind. You don't need to get so disappointed. Oh, huh? Kagura-san. I know how you two met. Your efforts until now are more important than fortunes. Thank you so much. Kagura-san then also left the room. Let's go, Spacey. As I was invited, I visited Inari's shrine. Since it was daytime, the shrine was surrounded by a quiet atmosphere. You must be tired from work. I think it'd be better to go back and take a rest. I feel the most healed when I'm with you, Spacey. And I've been working during the day lately, so I can't sleep at this time. I thought that if that's the case, then I want to sit down next to him. But just then... Huh? What? Iroha-san put his arm around my waist and made me sit on his knees. This is embarrassing. No one's coming here at this time. I mean, we might be. What? Nothing. That was most likely true. That was most likely true. In Yoshiwara, day and night were reversed, but I still felt embarrassed. Please, may I sit down next to you? Do you think I'd let you go? He put strength into his arm that hugged my waist. This made it so that I couldn't escape. You should give up. Yes. I hung my head down and nodded to Iroha-san. I seriously won't let you go. Fortune-telling is unreliable. Iroha-san told me that in a strong manner, and it made my heart heat up. Yes, you're right. Actually, what he said is probably true, because basically, what did he say? Like, there'll be a time, you have no connection, which is bullshit, but, there'll be a time when you have to separate. Yeah, like right now when I leave. Yep, that actually happened. I have to leave for tonight, and then I'll see you to... Oh my god. Technically true. Anyway. What I should be believing are the words of the person that I love. And yet, I got tripped up by the results of the fortune-telling. Oh, why don't you look up at the scenery instead of only looking down? As instructed, I then looked up. The scenery that I saw from the shrine grounds had changed since the time that we met. I didn't expect that I would come to Yoshiwara with you again, Spacey. Yes, it brings back memories. I have no intention of coming back to this nostalgic place. I want to hurry back to the room where you're staying. Yes, I'm waiting for you to return. Iroha-san's arm hugged my shoulder. I felt that it had been a while since I buried my face into Iroha-san's chest. Yeah, one whole night. I closed my eyes and left my body to the time that I passed with him. I had been listening to his heartbeat, and I didn't know how long I had been doing that. Spacey, I heard Iroha-san's voice. Are you going back now? No, it's not about that. Iroha-san chuckled a little. I have something to give you, Spacey. What could it be? I turned my head back and stared at his hand that pulled something out from his chest pocket. The thing that he pulled out of his chest pocket was a hairpin adorned with a red agate bead. 2 gold chains swung from the beaded part of the hairpin. What is this? Do you remember? I was like, is this the hairpin I gave him? I was about to ask him what, I suddenly remembered. When Iroha-san was still in Kikuya, I gave him a hairpin adorned with a red glass bead. I thought that it wouldn't be interesting if it was exactly the same as mine. So he got us a matching one. That's cute. So he wanted to say that he had prepared something a little different for me. Even so, the hairpin had a red shiny glass bead and finely worked gold decorations. Even people who didn't know anything about crafts could tell this was expensive. The hairpin that I gave you wasn't that expensive, so... It's not about the price. I was looking for something that matches you, Spacey. As a result, I thought this was the best one for you. That's all. I feel a little impatient. Zeus has slowed the preparations for our wedding ceremony. If I made you worry because of that, it would shame me as a man. So I prepared this for you. I trust your words, Iroha-san, so I'm okay. Still, I want my promise to have a physical form. While I'm away, please keep this by your side in place of me. Iroha-san spoke to me with seductive eyes, so I couldn't refuse it anymore. Thank you so much. I will cherish this. I then received the superbly crafted hairpin. I sighed in awe of its exquisite beauty. Yes, I will put it into your hair. Yes. I handed the hairpin to Iroha-san and turned my head to the side. His fingers combed my hair up so that he could easily put the hairpin into my hair. His fingers touched me like I was fragile, and my heart beat a strangely disordered manner. Beat in a strangely makes more sense. Iroha-san's fingers sometimes touched my skin. Whenever they touched me, my heart would beat fast, and I felt my cheeks turning red. Finished. Look at me. As instructed, I looked at Iroha-san. He smiled with satisfaction. Ah, you really are beautiful. You're exaggerating. I felt embarrassed, so I looked away from him. But Iroha-san's hand grabbed my chin and wouldn't allow me to do that. Please entertain my eyes by letting me look at you a little more. After he said that, he brought his face close to where the hairpin was. Iroha-san's lips barely touched me, which tickled and made me wriggle my body. It's like you're seducing me. No way, I'm not doing that. Iroha-san said that it looked good on me and smiled. Then he started to kiss my hair. Aww, we got a CG. I was happy when he started to kiss me, but his kisses were getting deeper, which confused me. Iroha-san, wait, we're outside. As I talked to him, he didn't stop kissing me. That wasn't a good place to stop, so we're going to go a little bit longer. After I finished speaking, Iroha-san separated from me a little and grinned at me. I haven't seen you for a few days, so I'm Spacey deficient right now. Isn't that the dream right there? To have that, like, somebody like, I'm Spacey deficient. Yeah, okay. Not gonna lie. That's a good line. I appreciate it. Iroha-san's fingers caressed my bosoms over my clothing. The thing that I want is right in front of me. I can't help myself. His fingers made my body start to ache. I wanted him to touch me more and more. I'm happy that you feel that way, but a very small amount of self-control came over me. But in contrast, my body reacted honestly. You probably already knew this will happen as soon as you sat down at my knees, right? I mean, I did. It's not like that. I won't let you slyly escape. I hung my head down to escape from Iroha-san's glance. You came here well aware of what would happen, didn't you? I mean, yeah. My sense of shame said no, but my heart of desire said yes. Hey, bring your face up. I can't kiss you in this position. Don't do it so intensely. As instructed, I brought my face up and looked at Iroha-san. I won't do anything to humiliate you, Spacey. Was he telling the truth? It's kind of awkward when you're like, I won't humiliate you. I mean, are you sure? The fact that you have to think that about your husband, well. Iroha-san brought his face close to me and we kissed, although everything embarrasses her, so. When we were kissing, my chest was exposed and Iroha-san was fondling my bosoms. Sometimes strongly, sometimes softly. You can moan more, you know. I shook my head. Iroha-san's fingers stroked my legs that were sitting on his knees. When he touched the secret part deep in my thighs, Iroha-san strongly pressed his lips to mine. Of course, I won't let anyone hear your voice. With a sensual smile on his lips, Iroha-san kissed me passionately to stifle my voice. Then I was penetrated on the shrine grounds, and I was finished. So, no one will be coming here. Told you. She was like, that mostly true. Yeah, right? We kind of knew what was going to happen. What happens on the shrine grounds stays on the shrine grounds, bitches. Again, I find it wildly inappropriate. This is like the third time we've banged on the shrine grounds. Jesus. But anyway, I'm going to wrap this part up here, and we'll continue in the next part. So I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.